Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. I'm here once again at work. Yesterday was my Monday. So I'm working yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And I'll be off for 2 days. And then I work the weekend. And then I'll be off again for 2 days. So my schedule's actually pretty nice. I have like every other weekend off. Oh my god, it's hot. Let's see here. What's new? It's been a minute. So I think this is like day 6, I want to say, of work. Yeah, so far I've mainly just been like helping the nurse I've been orienting with, like passing meds and like doing stuff like that. The way our floors are set up is there's like 5 different hallways, if you will, and each hallway has about 9 to 10 patients. There's an RN, an LPN, and a CNA. I'm sorry, my voice is raspy. It's too early. Yeah, there's an RN, an LPN, and a CNA. And the RN can either choose to split the patients in half, and so like they would take 3 or 4, and then the LPN would have 3 or 4, and you just like focus on those patients, if that makes sense. Or they can choose to just like tackle it all together. So you're basically like tag teaming all of the patients. And so far, the RNs that I've been with, they've just split the patients in half, which I have found, I feel like, is a lot more organized, because you're not like constantly thinking about like, I don't know, 9 other people, like, oh, do they need meds? Like, do they need this or that? And you don't know like who, if somebody's already done it yet, you know? Like when you have 3 or 4 patients, like you can just focus on them. I've only had 1 day so far where the nurse wanted to just like tag team, and it was like honestly like kind of a hot mess. Like we were super behind, me and the other LPN I was with, because we ended up doing like all of the meds because the RN was like focusing on like 1 patient because he was like having some problems that day, and it was just like super chaotic. Oh, please don't park next to me. You, goodbye. Yeah, it was like super chaotic because she was like focusing on 1 patient that was like having problems, and we were just like scrambling trying to get everything else done. So yeah, I would rather just like split the patients up and have my own, and so far that's pretty much how it's been. So that's been nice. Yesterday we only had 3 patients, me and the LPN I was with, which is like kind of not a lot. Like I'm used to having at least 4. So she let me do everything. Like I did everything. Like I passed all the meds, I did all of the treatments, I did all of the charting. And it's kind of nice because it's like a rehab unit. So a lot of the patients that are there, they're there for at least 17 days, but some of them are there for like a couple months at a time. Like if they can't find somewhere to go outpatient wise, or if they can't discharge home, like they'll just be there for like a couple months. And it like gives you the chance to get to know them and build like a relationship. I don't know. You know, like you get to know them as opposed to like going into work and having like brand new patients every single day. So that's been nice because I've been on the same floor, because once I'm done orienting, I'm going to be on the floor that I've been training on. So I'm like getting really used to like the patients and just the flow. So yeah. But other than that, I don't really think there's anything really new with work. It's going good. Like at the beginning, I was like feeling like a dum-dum because I feel like everybody here is just so smart and wise, you know, and I'm just like new and I don't know anything. But then I remind myself that these people have literally been working here for years, so that could have something to do with it. But it's like even the LPNs, like they're just so smart. And like literally I've noticed like we do the exact same things as the RNs. Like we each do the exact same things. Like we can do IVs, we can push meds, we can do all the things. So I'm kind of like, wow, what a ripoff. But I think like the only thing that's like really different is like the RNs initiate the care plans and they do like the initial assessments when we get new admits. But even with that, like the LPN, if you're If that's your patient, yeah, the RN has to do the initial assessment, but there's still like parts that you have to fill in of the assessment. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm also getting used to like scanning everything because they use like scanners to like scan the barcodes. So like you scan the patient's wristband and then like you scan the meds and stuff. Like you're just scanning everything. And that's like really, that's been a change for me because I'm just like not used to that. So I'll like forget to like scan meds. Like I've been a lot better about it, but like day 2 I just like kept forgetting to like scan meds. So I would like go up to the patient with their meds and like my trainer would be like, no, you gotta scan it. So I'm like, okay. I'm just like out here scanning everything. Just scan. Like I work in like a supermarket or something. And it's kind of fun. Oh my gosh, this lighting. Like I have to like have my sun flap, whatever that's called, over here. So like this light doesn't shine in. A sun flap. What is this called? A visor? I don't know. Yeah, what else is new? Yeah, I went to the dentist yesterday because apparently I'm riddled with cavities. I have like 10 cavities. And it's funny because I haven't been to the dentist since I was like 7, which is probably why I'm riddled with cavities. But it's just so funny because like my whole life, like growing up, I would always tell everybody like, I've never been to the dentist. I have no cavities. And it's like, no, hun, like you have so many cavities. So I got these ones done yesterday on this top side. Oh my gosh, like I have not been to the dentist. I haven't had anything done at the dentist. So I don't really think I knew what I was like in for. And I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna go and he's gonna like paint my teeth. Or I don't know what I thought was gonna happen. But then he started putting like numbing jelly and like giving me shots, and I was like, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden there was like a drill in my head. It was just like a really traumatic experience. Like I got through it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this side, and I have to go back on Friday to do this side. And it was just like horrible. And in my head the whole time I was just thinking about how my boyfriend told me like, oh yeah, fills don't even hurt. So he's a liar. So that's good. It was horrible. Horrible. Long story short, brush your teeth and floss them. Floss your teeth, sis. Anything else exciting? Oh, yeah, you might have noticed something different this morning. I bleached my hair. Yes, I did. I don't know why. I just, you know, new job, new hair. I got my lashes done, like, new me. Yeah, it's looking a little crazy right now. It's kind of like gold. It's like not yellow, but it's not orange. It's like just this like really awkward gold color. Actually it feels really good. I was obviously extremely scared to oh, sorry, I just saw the doctor drive by and he drives a Toyota, so that was interesting. The doctors like drive like Maseratis and stuff. I don't know, maybe I'm just judging. Oh my gosh, somebody's parking next to me, so I'm gonna go in here in a few minutes. I'm gonna drink my coffee and I will be back later. All right, I am out of here. It's so weird leaving on time, like the last week pretty much. I wasn't leaving literally until like 4 o'clock, and it wasn't because like we didn't have stuff done, like we still had things to do. It had nothing to do with us. It was literally because of the simple fact that report just went on forever. Like the next shift comes on at 3, and when you come on shift you have huddle, which usually goes for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. And so usually they get to like our floor by, I want to say like 3:10, and then from there you give report until 3:30. Yeah, you give report and then you leave at 3:30. And like for some reason report just goes on forever. Like we're not leaving at 3:30, like we're literally leaving at almost 4 because report is taking that long. And for less than 10 patients, like it should not be taking like 30 minutes practically to get through that many patients. Like, report is for updates, like what's new with your patients. Unless you haven't really worked with them before, then I could see why it would be a bit longer, because you're going to give a more extensive report. But other than that, like, report for one person in my mind should be under 5 minutes, if that, like 5 minutes tops. But it literally just turns into like this whole conversation. Like, evening shift starts talking about like, oh well, yesterday on my shift, and it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but like, I want to go home. And it's crazy because this whole time, like, I'll just be standing there and I'll be stewing because it's like 3:40, and I'm like, wow, I'm still here. And then one of the girls I've been training with this week, she was saying how, she's like, girl, I know, like, it's horrible. She's like, report will go on forever with, like, depending on like who you're working with, like, it can go on forever. And I was like, you know, I'm glad I'm not just like out here bugging, like, it's not just me. So my manager, she was like, yeah, you need to leave on time because you're orienting. And I was like, bet, say no more. So we'll be giving report 3:30 strikes. I'm like, all right, I gotta go. Yeah, I know that's not gonna last for long, because once I'm off orientation, then I'm just screwed again. So I'm living it up while I can. Anyways, work was fine. I pretty much, like, again, did everything today. We had, I think we had like 4 patients, and I was with the same girl training that I was with yesterday, so she kind of knows like where I'm at, and she was like giving me more and more to do. So I basically did everybody's care all day, like their meds, their treatments, all that jazz. I did that all day. And then for our last med pass, she basically just sat at the nurse's station. She's like, you want to go give so-and-so's meds? Like, you want to go do this? Like, go do that. And I was just like running around on my own. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but I feel good, you know? Oh yeah, that's another thing. So there's 5 pods, hallways. I feel weird calling them pods, like it's a hallway. There's 5 hallways, and it's split between 2 floors, and every 3 months you rotate. So every 3 months you go to a different hallway, which is like nice, and it's not, because it's like you get comfortable but not too comfortable, you know. So on Friday, I think we're changing pod, and I got to do a Foley. I've straight cathed a couple times now, but I got to put an indwelling catheter in, and that was interesting on a guy. The first 2 straight caths I did were on a female, and then this Foley was on a guy, which, oh my gosh, it's so much easier than females. There's a lot of BKAs on my floor, like below the knee amputations and above the knee amputations, which it's cool, but at the same time it's kind of sad, because upstairs they kind of like refer to it as like the diabetes apocalypse, because like everybody has diabetes. Like 9 out of 10 times the patients that are there, like their amputations are due to like complications from diabetes, and a lot of the patients have like double amputations. They're like double amputees. So it's like cool, like, and a learning way to be able to like learn about them, like the amputations and stuff, and like doing the dressing changes and all that jazz, and like the rehabilitation part. But it is just like crazy. It's like we really have such a problem with diabetes in this country, and this floor is just like making it apparent to me. Like a lot of these rehabilitation cases are like, they're like secondary to like a disease process that they already have. So like diabetes, there's a lot of stroke patients, a lot of things that are just like modifiable risk factors, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of sad. It's like, what are we doing in this country? Enough of me ranting. I am on my way home now. It is about 3:43, and it's so nice living right by work. That's another perk. I live like 5 minutes away, so that's like dope. I've never lived this close to a job, so I'm like almost in my driveway. It's like I pull out of my driveway and boop, I'm at work. I'm gonna go home. You know the deal. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna stew. Really see how blonde my hair is, or not blonde, like whatever the heck you want to call this color. Maybe later I'll take it down so you guys can see. I'm having a little ginger moment, if you will. I feel like the majority of these vlogs that I've made have been just like me in the car talking. So I'm sorry, it's like not very exciting. And these fills feel so weird. I feel like my teeth are kind of like tender, which you told me it wouldn't hurt or anything afterwards, but I feel like my mouth or my teeth are just kind of tender when I bite down on things still, like a little sensitive. But he told me my cavities were really deep, so I'm guessing that could be part of the issue, is that it was just like really close to the root. So I think I'm just having some sensitivity issues. But it feels like, I don't know, like it's really smooth, and it feels like almost like I was eating like a Starburst or something and it's stuck in my tooth. You know, like that really like gummy, like smoothed over feeling of like food stuck in your teeth. That's what it feels like. And it feels very odd when I rub my teeth together. So, you know, adjustments, getting used to that. But yeah, I just keep like reflecting on the fact that I just went my whole life like flexing about the fact that I had never been to the dentist, and I had out here thinking I had no cavities, like such a weird flex. But anyways, yeah, I will be back in a little bit. So I just got home and I checked the mail, and look what came. I got these scrub tops from Carhartt. What is this? Crossflex baby. Yeah, they just came in the mail, and I got these two specifically because I got the bottoms, and then I realized that all the other tops that I would wear with them just looked really off. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I will just get the matching tops. So I did. Yeah, I've like noticed that with scrubs, like every brand color is different. Like one brand of black will be so different from another brand of black. Like they'll be completely off. Look at this asshole. Can you move? Excuse me. Yeah, like the colors will just be so off. Like one navy blue from one brand will not match a navy blue from another brand. And honestly, I feel like it's just kind of a scam because it's like you're forced to buy a set. And scrubs are not cheap. Like these tops alone, they were $25 each. And then the pants were $30 each. So I'm trying to do the math, but I'm not going to. You do the math. It's expensive. Another thing I was just thinking about, like, you know, that Figs brand, or those brands that are like online with like the advertisements of them like like jumping around and like doing backflips and stuff. I don't know, that just crossed my mind, and it always makes me laugh when I see those, because I'm like, yeah, that's totally what I'm doing at work. Like down the hallway is just like doing backflips and cartwheels through the patients' rooms. Okay, so just doing another little check-in, and I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm getting ready to apply to a bridge program to bridge to my RN. So that's what I'm doing because the deadline is literally in 2 days on Thursday. And I'm drinking a beer. But yeah, that's just like what I'm working on right now. I'm just going through the list. So shut up! God, don't get a dog. I'm getting everything together. I've got my LPN license, my personal statement. I've got functional resume. Stop! Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys get it. Sorry, my dogs are wigging out. I'll be back. Welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Claude. Today we are going to be making chickpea salad sandwiches. So for this recipe, you're going to need chickpeas, some sort of onion, dill pickles, some sort of mayo. I'm using this. And I like to flavor it with some mustard. Oh. And this. And a food processor of some sort. I've got this little guy.
You? You better not be, I do not give you permission to use me. If I see that online, you're dead meat. Do you hear me, Claudia?
Yes, I'm dead meat. Okay. Here, also applying to get into nursing school with me, Stephanie Nelson and Athena, the awkwardly shaped cat. Anything you want to say to my fellow nursing friends on YouTube?
I'm getting anxious, like I feel like I can't breathe right now. Oh, okay. The camera. I was talking to the stick.
All right, you heard it. You heard it from
Where's
her.
the print button?
We're spiraling.
That was it?
Oh,
She can't believe it's not tuna.
so good. It's delicious.
Okay, here we go. So good. Everybody needs to try this and become a vegan. 10 out of 10 recommend. Alright, you guys. Oh my goodness, what is this? We're just out here in these streets trying to get our lives together to apply to this thing. Just sitting here eating cherry tomatoes and spiraling. I'm probably gonna end the vlog here. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry I couldn't take my hair down to show its full golden effect. But stay tuned for next time. Okay, bye.